Hey guys, welcome to the last part of the RSI Hermes ship testing and guide. In this video, we're going to check out the flight performance, stealth capabilities, as well as the combat abilities of this ship. And in the meantime, we're going to check out some of the combat missions and do some looting. First of all, let's compare the flight performance between the Hermes and the constellation Taurus. The SCM speed of the Hermes is 180 meters per second. The Taurus is also 180 meters per second. When boosted forward, the Hermes can reach 370 meters per second, and the Taurus can reach 380 meters per second. So the forward strafe speed, the Taurus, is a little bit better than the Hermes. However, for the maximum navigation speed, the Hermes can reach 1200 meters per second, and the Taurus is only 950 meters per second. So in nav mode, the Hermes is a lot faster than the Taurus. In terms of the maneuverability, pitch, yaw, and roll, the Hermes is 26, 26, and 60 degrees per second. And the constellation Taurus is 25, 21, and 45 degrees per second. So the Hermes in the yaw and the roll axis is a lot maneuverable than the constellation Taurus. When boosted, the Hermes can reach 31, 31, and 72 degrees per second. And the Taurus can only reach 30, 25, and 54 degrees per second. In terms of the stealth capability, the Hermes is a little bit better than the Taurus. Let's compare the cross-section first. For the Hermes, the front cross-section is 4,032, side is 11,328, and top is 25,730. For the Taurus, the front is 4,903, almost 5,000, and the side is 16,484, and especially the top can reach 37,558. So regardless of the IR and EM signature, just compare the cross-section. The Hermes is less detectable than the Taurus. But exactly how stealthy the Hermes can be, let's do some tests. First, let's use a vehicle loadout manager, and we're going to make the first loadout for the Hermes, which is a stealth loadout. Two size 2 coolers. I'm using two Nightfall, which is the size 2 stealth grade A. Power plant, I'm going to be using the Eclipse stealth grade A. Quantum drive, I'm going to use the Spickle, also grade A stealth. Now for the shield generators, I'm glad that they are all size 2. If we have a size 3 shield generator, we won't be able to use a stealth shield. But for the size 2 shields, we can use the Umbra, which is a grade A stealth. I have only 3 of them, so the last one, I'm gonna use this one, Shoot, which is a stealth B. And also don't forget to put the propulsion jump drive back. So now all my components are pretty much stealth grade A components. The missiles, I'm gonna switch all of them to the Dominator 2 missiles. I want to use either cross-section or EM missiles. The IR missile, after the engineering patch, because all the IR signature for the ships are very low, so it's hard to lock a ship. And now for the guns, the Hermes has 4 size 4 hardpoints, which the pilot can control. And we have many options. We can use Pt.4 or ballistic gatling gun, like the Referral gatling gun or the AD4B. But I'm gonna be using the AD4B. Done. Okay, now let's do some tests. I'm gonna be detecting the Hermes with another Hermes. The Hermes has a size 2 radar. First, let's do some power management. I want to lower my EM to lower than this value right here. Front cross section, 4,032. Now on my ship, for my cross section, it will always show the highest cross section. But my nose cross section is the minimum cross section. Reduce half of my cooler. I need radar, so radar is on, but I don't need left support. I don't need track the beam. I can reduce my shield to only 1 pip and reduce my engine to 1 pip. My weapon, since I'm using ballistics, so I only need 1 pip. And now my EM is dropping. My IR is incredibly low, only 998. This is the reason I say that the IR missile is less effective in these patches. And now my EM is down to 4.1k. I think that's the lowest I can get. And that's very close to 4,032. However, my side cross-section is over 11,000 and top is over 25,000. So only when you face an enemy ship nose to nose, you can maintain the least detectable. If you turn your ship to an angle on the side or top or bottom, then your cross-section signature is going to go up drastically. So now we're going to detect just nose to nose. I'm gonna have Luke lock me. Okay, radar locked right here. And now Luke is going to, actually I'm going to pull away. Let's see when I will lose the target lock. The Hermes has a size 2 radar and the sensitivity for cross-section is 90%. So by the math, I should lose the target lock around 3.7, 3.8 kilometers. So right now it's 2.4. Oh, yes, the radar lock just disappeared. Around 3.8 kilometers. I'm gonna pull in and try to lock again. There we go, 3.6 kilometers. I get the radar lock again. Now pull back. 3.7. 3.8. I lose the radar lock on the ship. So if you're facing the enemy nose to nose, it's quite stealthy. But of course, if you turn an angle like this, you can get radar locked at a really far range as well. So I'm pulling an angle right now. And now at above 9 kilometers, I still have a radar lock. But if I slowly move the angle just a little bit toward the nose, you can see the radar lock just disappear right away. So use a stealth Hermes. You really need to manage the cross-section angle of the ship. Of course, if you disable the shield, shields are off. Now your EM is down even more, 3.8k. So this will give you the best stealth range. But I feel comfortable to have at least one shield on. Okay, let's do some combat missions with this stealth loadout. The Hermes has 48 decoys and 5 noises. Once you jumped into a location, you need to wait a little bit for your EM to go down.
Hostiles inbound. Light them up.
And that ship has not detected me yet. So against NPC ships, it's a lot easier to use a stealth advantage. You can just face the ship nose to nose. And I can fire some missiles. Hit the ship. Fire more missiles. Wow, that's pretty beautiful. The missile. And hit. Let's see. Oh, the ship is red. Got more missiles. Fire. Okay, now 3.7 kilometers. Now I got detected when I got really close. But I am already in my weapons range. Fire ballistics. Oh, the ship got destroyed. I think in the PTU, the NPC ships will not be destroyed. I think in the PU they changed that back, that you can destroy the NPC ships again. So it's hard for us to loot, except you have to disable the ship. So we might have to try some distortion gameplay. Okay, now we're gonna have to do some dogfights. To dogfight with a ship is not that easy, but NPC ships is better. Whoa. Enemy down. Beautiful. Boom. We got multiple ships here. One of them is a constellation. I am not detected yet. Oh, never mind. I've already detected. So in this case, stealth is not going to work. I'm just gonna increase my shield and engine. That's it. Let's fight. And my shield is down. I'll go to navigation mode. I need to pull away to recharge my shield, since I have a better nav speed. Whoa. There we go. escaped. So the fast nav speed for the ship is an advantage during combat. And ready to engage again. Fire. One down. Another one down. Oh! I just hit that ship. And my power plant is down. I think my hull went to 0%. Yeah, power plant health went down to 0. Check engineering. Yes, armor and hull are all down to 0. One of my guns are damaged, but the rest are good. I can go back to the fight. I have no shield right now. Just gonna fire. Right now, I'm just using my overkill buffer to defend my ship. Yeah! Destroyed. Okay, we're going to test one more mission with this loadout. We're going to attack a hammerhead. Since I have a pretty big overkill buffer, I want to see if I can hold myself against hammerhead's firepower. I'm just gonna attack the hammerhead directly since I don't have a lot of bullets. Fire! Without shield, without armor, without hull. Wow, that's insane. I'm not dead yet. Oh! Oh, I think I almost killed the hammerhead. But eventually I got destroyed. But I withheld myself for quite a while against all the turrets from the hammerhead. Without shield, without hull. So through this test, we can see that the Hermes has a pretty big overkill buffer. Alright, the second loadout we're gonna test is a military loadout. Especially the shield generator. I'm gonna change all of them to FR76. And for the coolers, since I don't have a military cooler, so I'm gonna use the Absolute Zero Competition B cooler. But the power plant, I'm using the Blondie Military B and Quantum Drive XL1. And for my weapons, I'm gonna be using both laser and distortions. Two of them will be the Attrition 4 laser repeaters. And for the other two, I want to use the Size 4 distortion scattergun. But I think after the patch dropped, my distortion scattergun are wiped again. So every single patch, I keep losing these distortion scatterguns that I looted from the executive hangars. And I will be equipping them with the Size 3 distortion repeaters. So half laser, half distortion. Let's go. So with distortion loadout, my purpose is to disable enemy ship and to loot their stuff. First, I'm going to deplete enemy ship's shield. Shield is down. Switching to distortion. The power plant is in the back of the freelancer. Oh, that's pretty quick. I think the ship is already disabled. Park close to the enemy ship. Let's go loot the stuff. Gonna open the door first. Wow, the bullet hole effect is pretty cool. There we go. Getting on board. First, killing the pilot. And now get on the pilot seat. All I need to do is to unlock the ship port. That's it. Okay, let's loot everything. This ship has pretty good components. The Arctic, this is what I need because I don't have a size 2 military cooler. I believe these are the grade A military cooler. Very nice. And Crossfield is also a military C quantum drive. And Maelstrom military power plant. 2 of them. Very nice. Also, the full stop, which is the military shield. I think it's a grade C shield. And now take this to the Hermes. The good thing about the Hermes is it has such a nice cargo hold. You can go and loot so many things. Oh wow, we can stack components on top of each other now. This is nice. It saves a lot of space. What about weapons? Oh, we cannot stack weapon on top of each other. Just the components. Missiles is also negative. We cannot stack on top of each other. If we can stack missiles, imagine how many missiles and torpedoes we can fit into the cargo hold of the Hermes. But this is very nice. very spacious, big looting room. So you can loot so many ships while have all their components and weapons stored here. The next loadout will be the standard laser repeater loadout. So 4 size 4 Rhino repeaters. Even though the Hermes has a top turret, however, the ship does not have the extended weapon capacitor. So when you give full power to weapon, and for all your repeaters, you have only 75 rounds for each capacitor. And for your laser cannons, you have only 25 max for each capacitor. Fire. Out of capacitor. It's really hard to maneuver the ship, so only recommended if you're doing some PvE combat missions. For PvP, it's just a sitting duck. You cannot outmaneuver a skilled pilot with a light fighter. The light fighter meta is still here. And the best thing you can do if you're entering into a PvP situation is to go to nav mode and run, because you do have the speed. However, if you're quantum interdicted, then you're basically dead, because you do not have a fast SCM speed. It's only 180 meters per second. But for some easy or medium leveled PvE mission, this ship is well enough to handle it.
How about some help over here?
Enemy down. Oh, I just realized, why do I have attrition 4 at the bottom of my ship? Okay, that's not an intended loadout. And no wonder I have 2 weapon pips. So the attrition did not get changed to the rhinos. Oh well, it still works. Attacking some gladiuses. Yes, 1 gladius is down. Second one. A bit harder to maneuver, but once I can hit the ship, it's pretty deadly. Gladius is down. And next ship is the Constellation. And Constellation is dead. Nice. The next loadout we're gonna test are the Referral Gatling gun. These are the ballistic Gatling guns with very high firing speed. We're going to do a VHRT mission, and this is quite dark. On the Hermes, we do not have the night vision yet. We got multiple contacts. Fire on some targets. Enemy down. Another ship. Oh, beautiful. Oh, I'm in love with these ballistic Gatling guns. Another ship here. Destroyed. The enemy ship. Oh, this is a Carrack. Fire on the Carrack. The Carrack is red. Fire, fire, fire. Shield's down again. That's not good. I'm taking a lot of hits right now. Overheated again. I need to keep myself very low on the ground, because if my power plant got destroyed... Oh, speaking of which, it happened. So my hull down to 0, my power plant is down. I need to do a quick repair. If I'm too high above ground, when I fall, I will kill myself. But when I stick closer to the ground, when this happens, especially if you're flying solo, you can quickly repair the power plant. Now my overkill buffer is taking hits. Okay, lifting up. Let's go attack the Carrack. Fire. Let's see who lasts to the end. Yes! I did it. The Carrack is down. Yeah, these ballistic Gatling gun is pretty fun to use. Except the overheat problem. Enemy down. The last loadout we're gonna test is the Deadbolt.4 loadouts. So 4 Deadbolt.4 ballistic cannons. And again, this is a VHRT mission. The Deadbolt.4 has only 381 rounds for each gun, but the alpha damage is quite high. I'm gonna use missiles to destroy some of the light fighters. Fire.
Can't lose anyone else.
Okay.
We lost one.
Enemy down. Now, switching to the deadbolts. We got a Talon light fighter here. It's a bit harder to fight the light fighter with the cannons. And my shield is taking down. Wow, this is not good. Go to nav mode. Go escape, escape. Oh, is that a C1 or A1 Spirit?
Where are you? Help me!
This is a A1 Spirit. So A1 Spirit is also in the NPC ships now. That's nice. So we can loot all the bombs.
Ah, shit! They're all over me!
Yes, A1 Spirit is dead. And now the M2 Hercules. Enemy down. Wow, that is pretty quick to destroy an M2 Hercules with a deadbolts.
Cross them off the list and get you paid.
And I still have 225 rounds left. So the ballistic gatling gun loadout is really good at attacking smaller ships, and the deadbolts are really deadly against bigger ships. And both are very good loadout. So this is it, the Hermes ship testing and guide. We did 4 parts. In the first part, we tested what vehicle and ships that can fit the Hermes. The second part, we tested the cargo grid. And with the maximum of close to 600 SCU of cargo you can safely put inside. And in the part 3, we did the engineering as well as the repairing guide for the Hermes. And in this part 4, we did the flight performance on combat test, also with different loadout. And the overall score I want to give this ship is 4 points. At least in this 4.6 patch, the Hermes is pretty decent. Extremely decent at cargo hauling, close to 600 SCU, and also for the PvE combat it's also pretty good. It can hold its own, and you can do a lot of lootings. Both defensive and offensive capabilities, it's pretty decent. Also in terms of the stealth, it's also pretty good as long as you can manage the cross-section very well. So overall, it's a very decent ship with a score of 4. And personally, I also love the design of the ship. So that's the complete Hermes ship testing and guide. Now the word complete might not be accurate. So if there's anything that I missed or anything you want me to test about the ship, please leave in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.